This is fascinating. We asked you, what's holding you back from thinking the Ducks win it all? 37% of you, excuse me, said nothing, but then 27% of you said everything. 19% said defense, and 17% said Georgia. I think that's interesting. I think there's a lot of Duck fans, as we discussed Friday with Joey Harrington, who just they're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like something's going to go wrong. It can't be this easy. But this thing's teed up for you. I was looking at the other side of the bracket. I mean, you got to bet right now. Who do you, if Oregon plays in the final in Atlanta, who do you think they play? Because Georgia doesn't have Carson Beck, right?
That's correct.
So you'd have Georgia, and or Penn State, or Notre Dame. Those are the three most likely.
I kind of think that Penn State or Notre Dame comes out of that bracket.
You think so?
Yeah, I think one of those two teams comes out.
You could possibly be playing SMU, Indiana, or Boise, but less likely.
I don't think SMU will make that run. Boise has fewer games to play because they have the bye, maybe, but I'm still inclined to think that the best teams with a quarterback on that side are Penn State and Notre Dame.
Could we get Oregon, Penn State?
We could.
To do?
We could.
Big Ten championship and then national championship? That'd be kind of cool. The way that game played out, I'd kind of like to see it play again.
Yeah. Penn State had some news today.
I think they did. Yeah, Aller said he's staying.
Well, and the one that really caused a stir was the backup saying he's going.
Yeah.
But that's more of a
That's because Aller's staying.
Well, and also it's an indictment on the calendar that we've talked about with Lanning and other people that he wanted to play through the playoff, but the transfer portal, you have to have your name in by the 28th or something like that.
He has to go.
And so he's got to do it.
Yeah.
And that stinks.
But he wouldn't play anyway.
No, well, I mean, he took a couple snaps in the game against the Ducks. He will come in to give them like a second look. He's a more mobile guy, and he's been there all year. If something happened to Aller, if his helmet gets knocked off for a play, like, don't you want that kid to at least be able to be around?
I guess that's true. Like you want to see it through. You're going to the playoff.
I think, and there are kids on multiple teams that are in the playoff that are also in the transfer portal, and I bet most of them would like to stick around, but feel like their hand is being forced.
Yeah, no, I get that. Bo Prabula?
I think Prabula.
Prabula is his name. So he's hitting the portal. But yeah, I have a feeling it might be Notre Dame coming out of that.
I think it could be.
It might just be Notre Dame, or I mean, Georgia.
What if it's Cignetti in Indiana?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Probably not, but I think they could give Notre Dame a game.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
Really?
Well,
Cignetti with all that time to prepare.
I think that game goes the way of Ohio State, Indiana, in that Indiana really hasn't played anyone.
Yeah.
And when they play teams like Ohio State and Notre Dame with that kind of talent, in the end, like, look, Ohio State, I don't know if you watched Indiana, Ohio State.
I did watch a lot of that game.
Dude, the first half, Ohio State absolutely tried to do everything wrong. And they still ended up winning.
And see, I watched that first half thinking, some time to prepare. This Indiana team's pretty good. They can hang with them. I didn't think they could hang with them all game.
They had one drive.
Yeah,
and Ohio
it was the
State
first drive.
Kept screwing up and screwing up and screwing up. And in the end, they ended up winning by like 18. I think it was 35-17 or something. And I think that's the way this one goes. Although I think Notre Dame's better coached and might win bigger. I mean, I don't know. And it's in South Bend. I don't see it with Indiana. I just don't think.
Wait, Notre Dame's better coach than Coach of the Year, Indiana?
No, than Ohio State.
Oh, Ohio State. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think Indiana, while good and really well coached, and I like their quarterback. I mean, but when they play teams with the talent level of Ohio State and Notre Dame,
yeah, different story maybe.
Different story. It's a bit like the Army-Navy thing when they're having a great year and then they go play Notre Dame and Notre Dame kicks the crap out of them. It's a bit like that on a smaller scale because I just think Notre Dame has much better players, and in the end, that's a double-digit win, and it's in South Bend. And then it's Boise. What Notre Dame would play Georgia, right? Without Carson Beck. I mean, I don't know.
You start to like the way the matchups look.
I do, because that side of the bracket's weird now.
Because the two teams that have buys, one's basically a mid-major, and the other doesn't have their starting quarterback. So
I know it.
The teams that are coming out of those bottom two games, I like what they've got to deal with.
Yeah, and then in the Oregon side, you've got the Ducks, the hottest team, Arizona State. You still have Ohio State and Texas in that side.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's gonna be tough to get through. At any rate, there are
a lot tough anywhere though.
A lot of fans who believe that, they're just worried about everything. They're worried about anything tripping up the Ducks. But to be fair, the winner of the poll question was nothing is holding you back from thinking the Ducks win it all. 37% said that. So this is their year, man. It's teed up for
I
them.
sure hope so.
Let's see if they can go get it for you Duckies. And by the way, the portal wins this weekend, if you haven't been following, Ducks got 2 DBs out of the portal.
From their own conference.
Yeah, they got Northwestern kid and a Purdue kid,
Mm-hmm.
which you might look at that and go,
But the Purdue kid's numbers are really good.
well, they're saying he's like first-round draft pick type.
Yeah,
good.
I mean, he's got like back-to-back years with 70-plus tackles. And I mean, he's one of the best players, if not the best player on that defense, I think. And I don't know as much about the corner, but
Yeah, his name is Dylan
Thieneman?
from Purdue, and then the Northwestern kid is Theron Johnson. I don't know. Apparently big gets for Oregon over the weekend because they are reloading. They lose a lot of guys.